Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about a 6-year-old and a family camping trip and a little boy who simply vanished into the Canadian wilderness. His name is Darius MacDougall. He was last seen with his family near Lake Campground, a quiet, scenic spot in the Crowsnest Pass in Canada. One moment he was there, the family claims, and the next minute he was gone. For over a week, hundreds of searchers scoured the mountains, drones, dogs, helicopters, and still nothing found. Authorities eventually said that the chances of survival was under 5%. But what really happened to Darius MacDougall? How does a 6-year-old disappear without a single clue? Tonight, we're going to be going through all the details that we know, the timeline, the terrain, and the questions that keeps us all asking, where is he? We're going to talk about all of that on the other side of this. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is October 20th, 2025. It is currently 7:53 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Of course, Mama Angie, good to see you. Good to see you all. Thank you guys for joining me. If you don't mind, before we get started, for my people gathering in chat and for my replay crew, how are you? Please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate it, and share the live out. People need to see little Darius's face. It's not getting enough attention, in my opinion. I do know that Jack and Lily Sullivan's case is very important to us, but this is something that I want to cover as well. Every single human being matters that is lost, and they need to be found. Now, what happened to Darius MacDougall? 6 years old. That's what remains? First, I want to say that this has not been named any sort of foul play or criminal case at all. So I want to put that out there before we get started. Everything that I say today is my opinion and my opinion only, versus what, the RCMP and others say. We can have our opinions on this and all of that. Nancy Grace recently covered the case, and I want to search a little bit on that as well. But it is weird. It is very weird. I don't know if you pronounce it Bet or Betty. I always forget. My mic doesn't sound right. Well, oh, that's probably why. Hold on 1 second. You're right. It doesn't. Yeah. You're right. It didn't sound right because it wasn't. That should be better, hopefully. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better for you. Yeah, my the mic cord broke, so I'm using another mic today, and I was using my camera mic, so sorry. All right, that's better. Perfect. Good. So, little Darius, what happened to him? Let me show you who Darius is. Cute little boy. Lots of family members, supposedly, all on this camping trip, from what I understand. And I'll get you caught up with everything that I know at this point. Okay, so little Darius was camping at Island Lake Campground south of Crowsnest Pass in Alberta, Canada. According to his mother, he was at the campground with his father, his father's girlfriend, his grandmother, and allegedly his aunts and uncles. He was supposedly with, from what I understand, 2 other children when he vanished. And unless we figure something out in the meantime, from what I understand, he was with 2 other kids. They were playing at some spot. They looked away for a minute and he was gone. Let's see here. The camping party included the father's girlfriend, grandmother, and allegedly aunts and uncles, but it's exactly unclear how many was there. But they say, quote, "We don't have a full roster of who was with him at the exact moment. Investigators haven't released full details." Okay. His mother is Megan Bernicke. And again, his bio mother was not with him at the time. His father, his name is Dallas. I don't know his last name at this point. He was at the campground. Father's girlfriend, her name is Buffy, and she was at the campground, and her daughter, Kaya, was there too. Now, no, but the family have. What's that, dragon lady? What do you mean, no, but the family have? Now, I believe the little girl Kaya just a couple weeks, maybe a week ago or so, this is Darius, and this is Kaya. And Kaya died. Who was with Darius, or allegedly playing with him. 6-year-old Kaya, she's 6-year-old as well. Kaya was the stepsister of Darius MacDougall, the 6-year-old boy who went missing while on a walk in the Crowsnest Pass on September 21st. Details of her passing announced this week were not announced. From what this says, Kaya was remembered by her family as a bright and loving child who will be deeply missed, forever remembered with love. I've heard different reasons why she died, but who did they say, Dragon Lady? Who did they say? All right. Now, the family has been quiet. It's more been, I guess, distant family that has been speaking out more, but
we are hearing more.
Let me see if
from the
it'll
family of
play.
Darius MacDougall. The 6-year-old has been missing for nearly a month. His family sharing that another child on their Crowsnest Pass camping trip, one of Darius's best friends, has recently passed away. Quinn Keenan has more.
For the first time since Darius went missing, his family has released a statement about his disappearance on the Bring Darius MacDougall Home Facebook page. They say September 19th, the family, including grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, Darius, his dad, Darius's father's girlfriend, and her daughter Kaya, went camping at the Livingston Lake Campground to celebrate family birthdays. On the morning of September 21st, the group was packing up their campsite in the Livingston public use area. At the time, Darius, Kaya, and an unnamed cousin were playing on a nearby island across a creek where the adults could see them. The two kids looked away from Darius briefly, and when they looked back, he was gone. The children let the parents know immediately and began looking for Darius. His grandmother called 911, and search and rescue began setting up within 20 minutes. After 11 days of searching by hundreds of volunteers from Alberta, BC, and Saskatchewan, with no sign of Darius, the formal search was called off. We now know just over a week later, on October 10th, 6-year-old Kaya passed away in a separate tragic event at the Children's Hospital in Calgary.
Okay, Kaya allegedly, from what I see, she, in one of the statements, it was anaphylactic shock, which is like an allergic reaction, right? It can be like a bee or a food.
RCMP confirmed they responded to a medical emergency, and Kaya's death is not criminal. The family will not be commenting further on.
Medications can also cause it. If you're allergic to any allergic thing, it just says anaphylactic shock. That's all I know. This is either they've never found him. No, they've never found him. They've never found him. It is either a very, very, very big tragedy and immense hardship that this family is going through, or something is wrong. And I have no idea at this point.
Kaya's death because it is unrelated to the search for Darius. The family issued the statement after receiving attacks online and continue to ask for privacy during this time. Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Abigail says she apparently was brought to a farm And she was allergic to animals, dropped off by her mom with her sister. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you a couple more things. Did I show you that? Yeah. The family is okay, this is what the family has said on ctvnews.ca. MacDougall, the little boy, was there with his dad's girlfriend, and her daughter, Kaya. MacDougall's mother wasn't with the group, the Post said. The Post says that family was packing up their campsite on Tuesday, September 21st, as they prepared to leave. Quote, the kids were playing on the island adjacent to the camp, just across a creek, where the adults could see them, end quote. Quote, Darius, the little boy, Kaya, his stepsister, and she's the one that had the anaphylactic shock who has now died, and an unnamed cousin were walking, playing together with other kids close by when Darius went missing. They turned their backs and Darius was gone, end quote. According to the Post, the children immediately let the family know. His grandmother called 911 and search and rescue teams were on site within 20 minutes. The Post says, after 11 days of searching by hundreds of volunteers from Alberta, BC, and Saskatchewan, there were no signs of the missing boy, and a formal search was called off. The statement indicates that Kaya passed away in, quote, a separate tragic event. RCMP confirmed they responded to a medical emergency. So there's that, and said that the death was not criminal. I'm sure they'll do an autopsy, you know, and all that. So it is very interesting, to say the least. Now, we're going to go to Nancy Grace in a second. This is the mom. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, please. Megan Bernicki, this is mom. Just got told my son Darius has been missing since 11:30. Search and rescue is looking for him. Please, anyone in the past, look for my son, please. And right here is, I believe that's Ava. Bless his heart. Here's another picture of him. They have not found anything. Not found anything. What was that? Who takes a child to a farm if they know that they're animal allergic? If that's true, something is fishy here. I don't know. This is Vanessa's post. I don't know who Vanessa is. This might be the mom. she wasn't there. Remember, he's only 6. Vanessa. Darius is smart, intelligent boy, full of laughter and wonder wherever he went. He is shy at first, but once he lets you into his bubble, you got to see the world from his eyes. Beautiful. He loves animals and all kinds and is an adventurous boy. He loves to sing and play army with his neighborhood kids, including my own. Plus, he gives literally the best hugs. Maybe this was a neighbor. Yeah. Now, this is the mom. Or sorry, not the mom. This is the dad. This is the dad and the stepmom. The dad and the stepmom. I don't, Donna. What's that? There are a lot of people that speak out against the mom, not the birth mother, I guess the step mom or the dad's girlfriend. Alberta mother wants police to do more as son remains missing. He's out there. The RCMP says at this point, if Darius is still at the search site, it is our belief he is no longer alive. That's very interesting how they worded this. Send it to me, Sassy, if he is still at the search site. What do you mean if? Story continues below advertisement. Bernicki said Darius was at the campground with his father, his dad's girlfriend, his grandmother, and aunts and uncles. I was at home and I got told that my son disappeared, so I went crazy. 211 Alberta RCMP calls off ground search for 6-year-old missing over a week. Huh. Oh, it's belly. What's that? A damn advertisement. Okay. Second, I'm getting some stuff in. We're gonna go to Nancy Grace in a second. Just want to make sure. Okay. You happen to pull on the little girl. Did you happen? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Darius' mother Facebook comments. Okay, someone just sent me this. All right. He went for a walk from the campground and didn't come back 4 weeks ago. What do you, I thought he was playing. I thought he was playing with other kids. I really hope he finds them, girl. I'm almost crying here. He went for a walk with his cousins apparently and didn't come back. Got it. Okay. Okay, there we go. That makes more sense. Search and rescue isn't letting anyone else look for him. Six and autistic. Is he autistic? Has anyone heard of him being autistic? Okay, so he is autistic. Wow. That's bad. That's bad. Bad, 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 bad. All right. Here we go. Let's go to NG. He's verbal. Yeah. Yeah, he was clearly verbal.
News tonight, we searched a camping trip. How could a little 6-year-old boy vanish into thin air while the adults were watching him play with other children? I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Nancy Grace, link provided in the description.
It was meant to be mystery. The
Here we go.
What was meant to be a peaceful family getaway in the wilderness of Alberta, Canada, has turned into a devastating mystery. The MacDougall family, eager to create lasting memories, was thrown into chaos when one of the young children wandered off.
I have taken the children from a very young age all across the country, RVing and camping. I'm not sure how you lose a child on a camping trip, but it's happened a lot. This isn't the first time a child has gone missing on a camping trip.
I mean, I get it. Like, if there is a bunch of people and you're having a good time, or you get really busy or something like that. But I think it's really hard to lose a kid on a camping trip.
The parents, the grandparents, there was extended family, there were family friends there. They were all packing to leave and go back home. And, you know, when you're packing up the RV or the station wagon or the SUV, you turn your back, right? You're loading it up. Everything's running crazy.
Sorry, I was muted.
But
I was saying they were loading up to load, pack up everything. And so I can understand, they might have been busy during the time. We'll see.
How could a little boy vanish into thin air and be gone so quickly he can't be found? Okay, let's start at the beginning. Listen.
6-year-old Darius on a camping trip with dad, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, dad's girlfriend Buffy, and her daughter Kaya. The family gathers to celebrate family birthdays, camping in Crowsnest Pass with rivers, creeks, hiking areas, and small islands close to shore where the children love to play.
Let me just start right there because I need to understand the terrain. Joining me an all-star panel, but I want to go first to Stephen Tipper, joining us from Post Media. Stephen, thank you for being with us. Could you let me just start with the terrain, where they were camping. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's a very uneven terrain. I mean, lots of different kinds of, from, level ground to high level, mountainous terrain.
Trying to find a picture.
There's
Okay.
bodies of water there. It's obviously in the Rockies, so it's there's
All right,
quite
here.
a varied.
1 second. So this area, let me show you this. Guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Please, please, please.
Where the family was camping at the Livingstone Crownland Campground. The adults let the kids play there because they were within view. But on the morning of September 21st, Darius disappeared after two kids looked away. The parents started searching immediately and called 911, leading to a lengthy search by RCMP. The family also, he was playing with two other children on an island across a creek from where the family was camping at the Livingstone Crownland.
So right there. You can sew air tag pockets for clothing too, yes. Wolfie says the rivers, is that a beaver dam?
And campground. The adults let the kids play there because they were within view. But on the morning of September 21st, Darius disappeared after two kids looked away. The parents started searching immediately and called 911, leading to a lengthy search by RCMP. The family also revealed one of the kids playing with Darius, Kaya, died last week in an unrelated medical emergency.
This will be the last video.
I don't know. It's weird.
Mixture. I mean, that they were looking.
Look at
for
those
them.
trees, Stephen Tipper. Stephen joining us, investigative reporter with Post Media. Check it out, Brian Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons, Director Operations, USPA Nationwide Security, who leads a team of expert investigators specializing in finding missing people. Look at those trees, Brian. I mean, what I'm saying is a child gets lost in those trees. That's going to be really hard to find, even with dogs, even with cadets shoulder to shoulder. Did you see that picture we just showed, Fitzgibbons?
Yeah, absolutely. This is rugged terrain, Nancy, and you can see as the thick forest, the dense forest there makes not only the search complicated, but
Soldier, thank you for taking us on the go. We are portable. Drive safely, darling. Yeah.
For the 6-year-old child who's missing, he's quickly disoriented once he's separated from his group. So this terrain is possibly some of the least ideal terrain for a search like this to take place.
There's only
Fitzgibbons. I worked as a hike master at teaching tree identification, believe it or not, in a national forest. I always had to carry a compass with me, just in case. You get disoriented, like you were just saying, in those trees where everywhere you look, everything looks the same. That happens. It's a phenomenon. Dr. Trace Sargent joining us, PhD in psychology, focus on victimology, and in a previous life, search, rescue, recovery expert. It happens. It's a phenomenon. You get in those trees and they all seem to look alike, and you get turned around and you don't know which way, where you came from or where you're trying to go if you don't have a compass, much less a 6-year-old little boy.
That's absolutely right, Nancy. Children at this age don't have the capability and the maturity and the growth of their minds to understand where they are, how to get back where they want to be. They become very disoriented. They become very frightened. Oftentimes they hide because that's a survival mechanism. Oftentimes they cover themselves up. They get underneath logs. not only the challenge of the terrain itself, but then you have this very, very small child in itself is going to be very difficult to see, even in the best of circumstances.
And to Karen Stark joining us, forensic psychologist, renowned TV radio trauma expert at KarenStark.com. Karen, okay, just for a moment, don't think about the little 6-year-old. Think about the family. When they realize he's gone, and I got to get back with Stephen Tipper about this. I still don't get how they're camping. They see him playing with the other children. They're packing. They turn around. He's gone. I'm trying to figure out that timeline, but think about them suddenly looking for him, Karen, and they're upset and emotional, and they're going into the trees, and everybody's disseminating, and it's basically all HELL breaks loose.
Without a doubt, because how can you not be so upset? This is a 6-year-old, their child, their grandchild, their relative and friend, and everybody is searching for this little boy. They would be in a complete panic, Nancy. You would be, I would be. What can happen? Anything.
Well, put Karen Stark up, please. Karen, you and I talked after this happened, and this is just a very...
What's that, Barbara? Am I nuts, or is that just a weird of a coincidence? I mean, it's for 2 6-year-olds in the same house, one to go missing and one to die within a month is extraordinarily rare. Whether it happened, like these things just naturally happened, or not, it's very rare. Very, very rare.
Small, very small comparison. I've told you when John David, when before he was 3, and we were in that giant baby superstore, and I was crouched down trying to find organic sunscreen. Anyway, I stood up, I turned around, there was Lucy, no John David. Remember, I picked Lucy up like a football and started running and screaming to lock the doors up front that my son was missing. Now that you're talking, I've never thought about this before, but everything else seemed to be a blur, like a dark, gray, reddish blur all around me, except for clutching Lucy and running to those front doors. I don't even know why I was running toward the front doors. I guess to try to stop the doors from opening and somebody taking him out. Little did I know he was playing hide and seek with mommy and was a few rows away, but it took a minute to find him. But when you say they get disoriented, that can happen because you're so focused, tunnel vision on where is he. You're not thinking about what's happening around you.
And they're like, as you described, Nancy, in suspended animation in a way, because you really don't know what to do. You're not aware of what you're doing. Your heart is stopped. You can't breathe. And you're just panicking. How can you not? That's so exactly cute. What happened with you and John David.
I'm trying to figure out, though, how he could get away, Karen Stark, and just like that. As a matter of fact, I want you to hear these facts before we analyze any further. Tonight, where is this 6-year-old little boy? How did he just vanish into thin air? Listen to this.
As the family's packing up to head home, Darius, Kaya, and a cousin are on a small island directly across from the camping area in clear view of the adults. The children turn their back for a second and Darius is gone. Father and grandfather immediately begin searching, going different directions on the small island to cover the entire area, planning to find Darius before they meet in the middle.
Stephen Tipper joining us, investigative reporter with Post Media. Stephen, again, thank you for being with us tonight. Stephen, I'm still trying to nail down exactly what happened. And I'm not saying it didn't happen just like they're describing it. I remember when Samantha Runyon went missing, she was with her grandma. And grandma was at, I think, the kitchen sink looking out into the front yard where Samantha, 3, was playing with some other children. And a guy comes up and takes her out of the front yard just like that. And before grandma can get out there, he was gone, 60 mph. So it can happen just like that. But I need...
Hey guys, I need 1 second to refresh. My battery died on my camera, so I need just to refresh. 1 second, please. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. That can be taken by someone. I don't think he was taken.
I understand the Runyon case. Explain to me again, how did this happen?
Yeah, so I mean, they were packing up and getting ready to leave, as you say, and I mean, you know, they just turned their backs. That's what the family says, and he was gone. You know, Darius is autistic. He doesn't like loud noises or bright lights, and that kind of did affect the search. You know, the searchers did avoid those kinds of things. They avoided making loud noises or bright lights during the search.
Stephen, I don't understand that. I do not understand. How can you avoid loud noises and lights during a search? You've got to call out for the boy, maybe on a loudspeaker, maybe, you know, and as it got darker, I'm sure that they were using bright lights. How were they avoiding loud sounds and bright lights in searching for him?
Right. I mean, to the best of their efforts, I'm sure that they were doing that. There were some sounds that he found appealing as well. He had a favorite song that they would use.
Yes. His stepsister, who is the same age as him, 6, and a cousin, and I don't know how old that cousin is. I would really like to know that. Are the last 2 people to see him, allegedly, and his sister, 6 years old, died from anaphylactic shock, allegedly.
Extensively during the search. They didn't say what that song was, but certainly, you know, there were efforts to try and appeal to Darius.
Stephen, I see what you're saying. Would that be soothing to him, Karen Stark? They were trying to play his favorite, maybe it was a lullaby. They haven't told us what the song was, trying to find him and lure him out.
I think that was a brilliant idea, Nancy, because children who are autistic, they don't necessarily respond to calling you their name. Sometimes they're afraid, sometimes they're distracted, and yet they need to be able to reach him. So playing his favorite song, that might be something that he could respond to. They get easily distracted. That happens all the time. They're impulsive, and they get scared. Any little child will get scared, but if you're autistic, you're particularly scared, frightened. You're in the forest.
Joining me now, high-profile Seattle lawyer Ann Bremner. This is her neck of the woods. She's a veteran trial lawyer, legal analyst, author.
East Coast for Life. Thank you so much, my dear. Welcome to the Pearl family. Welcome, my love. Appreciate you. Thank you. Much love to you, my friend. Y'all welcome East Coast for Life to the Pearl family. Allergic the mom would know that though, wouldn't she? I don't know. I'm not convinced either way at this point. I find it highly suspicious that one 6-year-old vanishes and another one died. They say, again, unrelated. I want to make that clear. I find that sus, but I'm still not convinced either way at this point.
Justice in the age of judgment. Ann Bremner, I want to thank you for being with us. When we were just describing, and there's Stephen Tipper talking about it from Post Media and Karen Stark about playing the music, all I can think about, Ann, is, as I still call him, Ann, you haven't seen him in a couple of years, but John David is 6'6" now. But I still think of him as little Lucy and baby John David.
There's a stepmom, and there's been people that knows her that has written out. I can show you that in a little bit. May mean they're just a hater, may not, you know.
And
I don't know.
all I can do, Ann, is think about baby John David out in that forest, and I'm trying to play his favorite lullaby.
But I will say, if he was autistic, they needed to keep a better eye on him if he was autistic, and they knew that. And that's just, you know, kids in general you need to keep. But if you're 6 years old and autistic, that's you got to keep extra care on them.
Or song to lure him out, and a lot of people have been attacking the family and the parents, and I really believe that is uncalled for. Just like when I was in the superstore, I was down on a floor level shelf trying to find organic suntan lotion, and I was staring right at John David for a good 30 seconds to a minute. He had on those little tennis shoes, and he ran several aisles away. It happens that the best parents have to load the car. The best parents, you know, go in the kitchen to turn off the lady peas. I mean,
you can, Deborah.
And another thing, Ann Bremner, regarding the attacks on the family, for one of the family members to have been, let's just put it out there, to be responsible for his disappearance. What, is there a big conspiracy and all the other family members are lying about it, not telling what they know? I find that hard to believe, that other family members are covering up for one family member that was either negligent or intentional.
And I've thought about that, and that is precisely my point. Now, again, there's supposed to be other family members there. Now, did they all see the boy that morning? Were they all together the entire time that morning? I don't know. But that has, for me at this point, that is what has kind of kept me
Potentially vindictive or evil. I don't believe it.
Well, Nancy, it's such an honor and a pleasure to be on with you again. And that's brilliant. I mean, you're right. I mean, how could everybody there conspire to cover up, you know, a disappearance that was something that was caused by one person? I mean, that's just something that's going to be so difficult to stomach for anybody. And so the other thing is, like you said, when someone's going through something this traumatic, like when you lost John David, God forbid, for a short period of time, why do the pile-on? You know, I think they're having to stop their comments on social media because people are attacking them. You know, just kicking them when they're down. They're trying to find their loved one. And, you know, I live in a state that's got a lot of mountains and a lot of mostly trees in Washington State, fir trees, and people get lost, adults too.
Okay, Ann Bremner, you're a veteran trial lawyer, and you got to give me more than that. You would never stand in front of an appellate court where you've been many times, or a trial judge where you've been even more times, and say, hey, it happens. I need to understand how it happened, because we've all used Mark Class as the gold standard.
Right.
When his daughter Polly went missing and police came to his door, the parents were separated and said, hey, your daughter's missing. He said, fine, take my fingerprints, look at my house, go to my office, look at my car, we'll do whatever you have to do so you, LA law enforcement, can move on to find my daughter and who took her. And they did. And he was cooperative. These parents have been completely cooperative, but A lot of people online are stuck on the parents. Now, let's analyze why it's not the family.
Well, yeah, I mean, the bottom line is that why would they do this? You know, what's the motive? And where did he go? I mean, where's the evidence that somehow they secreted him someplace?
Now that's important because you and I both learned, and not to say why, why would anybody kill their child? Why?
There is no why. I want to find where, I want to go on the Google Earth as well and find where the camping place is. It Lake Campground? Is that what it's called? Lake Campground? Let me find it. Let me play this.
There's no good why. But that's a good point. Go where? Where are you going to go? Your whole family's there. Your vehicles are there. Where are you going to hide the child? And B, you would have to believe the entire group was covering for one of the perps, i.e. the mom or dad. That simply is not feasible. Okay, listen to this.
Searching the island and screaming his name, Darius seems to have vanished into thin air. 911 is called, and within 20 minutes, a command post is set up and organized searches by the RCMP search and rescue begin.
The weather is in our favor. The young man does not suffer from any health issues. There's no reason to believe that there will not be a positive outcome.
It is Jasmine.
Global news.
Sister. Okay, and this is the Island Lake Campground in Coleman, Alberta? Let me know if this is right, guys, my locals watching. Is this it right here? Guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Share the live out. Island Lake Campground. Is this it? Let me see what this is. Yes. Yes. Okay. We got a text. All right. Someone just sent me something. The age was reported by family member is. Give me a second, guys. It was reported that they were on a hike, but that was not true. There was 6. Okay, what is this? Area, but the group of 3 were separated. This was the initial report given by account of also the kids involved to professionals. Due to the kids being involved, we saw the duty to protect all the young children involved. Who wrote this? Who's Vanessa? Who's Vanessa? Yeah. Yeah, I remember those, Cassie. I remember those. Okay. 1 second, y'all. The most recent picture were not found until day 5 of the search. The ones initially released were close, but clearly younger. You really don't understand how hectic and mentally numbing this can be until you're in it. I can understand that. When we found them, they were shared with authorities. I shared them here shortly after realizing the media did not have them. Those are the 3 main inconsistencies I can comment on, as the rest of the rumors and speculation being posted on social media has already been addressed to some capacity. Okay. The age was reported by the family member in a hectic state. It was sent to the media before corrected. This seemed trivial at the time, but they were hoping to find him today quickly. It was reported to the proper authorities, but not retracted for too long. Hike. The wording on the initial disappearance reported was very vague. It was reported that they were on a hike, but that was not true. There was 6 non-adults in the same general area, but the group of 3 were separated. This was the initial report given by the accounts of the kids involved to professionals. Due to the kids being involved, we saw the duty to protect all the children. That's written kind of weird, in my opinion. I don't understand that part. Yeah, a lot of people say a lot of things, you know. A lot of people say a lot of things. Look at this real quick, though. You know, my thing is really inconsistencies. If they've been inconsistent, is that like is that sand or is that rock? Is that like an old rock quarry? Or is that snow? Hell, I don't know. It's hard to see. Crowsnest Lake. Okay. And do a lot of people come here during like to camp and stuff? So pretty. It's very pretty. I don't know the exact area. I'll find it in a little bit, though. It didn't look like snow to me. I mean, the mountaintops had snow on it, but that looked like a rock quarry to me, but might be. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Hobo. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate you very, very much. Good to see you, Miss Hobo. Thank you so much for your support, my love. Really, really do appreciate you. You received one of those pearl necklaces. Make sure you thank our beautiful Hobo for gifting that. Thank you so much for your support, my love. Appreciate you. There's my Shannon. Thank you, Shannon. Banana. My Shannon Banana. Thank you so much, Shannon. Appreciate your love. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your support. It means so much, my love. Really, really. Hopefully you are doing good today. I got a text, and again, this is people have alleged this. I have no idea if that is to be true or not. I'm just saying it, that there were reports that allegedly some of the adults could or may have potentially, allegedly, possibly, maybe have been drinking under the influence. Not all of them, but we don't know if it was. We don't know. We don't know. That's just one of the things that people has been discussing.
Bombshell tonight. Crime Stories now streaming first on Fox 1. That's right.
Spirit joined his 6-year-old Darius MacDougall, known for his infectious laughter and playful spirit, joined his father and sister's girlfriend on a camping trip. They met up with family, ready to create cherished memories, but amidst the joy, an unthinkable event was about to unfold.
Straight out to Stephen Chipper joining us, investigative reporter, Post Media. Could you explain to me who all was on this camping trip? They were there celebrating multiple birthdays. Who was there?
Multiple.
Yeah, so Darius's father, his grandfather, grandmother, the father's girlfriend,
Stephen Tipper,
and her daughter were there, as well as various aunts and uncles and cousins.
Hold on.
Were all there.
What do you say? Wait a second. I need to see something.
Was on this camping trip. They were there celebrating multiple birthdays. Who was there?
Yeah, so Darius's father, his grandfather, grandmother, the father's girlfriend, and her daughter were there, as well as various aunts and uncles and cousins were all there.
You know, to Karen.
Okay, are we talking about the father's side of the family? Or are we talking about the father's girlfriend's family? Or are we talking about both? Oh, Susie, I wish it was that easy, darling. It's very, very complicated, baby. I know they just said the fathers, but I just wasn't sure if it was kind of like a mix.
Start joining us, forensic psychologist. Many people, and I'm not agreeing with them, but I want to address it with you. Many people are attacking the family, saying they just got tired of dealing with an autistic child. I find that vile to say the parents didn't care about him because he's autistic, or they had just reached their limit. So what? They killed him?
Well, I mean, I don't think that they, had plans of going there. Anybody had plans going there and expecting anything to happen, whether something happened or not. Like they just planned it. I'm
not buying into that at all. Could you please address that?
Well, that's what happens in these days. It's really terrible where people start attacking somebody, especially under these circumstances. They're traumatized by the loss of their child. And I think that it's just so easy to attack someone without understanding how difficult.
Now, remember, the birth mother was not there.
Difficult it is to deal with a child who's autistic. You could keep your eye on them all the time and blink and they'd be gone. They are distracted so easily. They can't help it. And they're impulsive, they run away, they're sensitive, every noise could bother them. So it takes an incredible amount of work. And to blame the family for any of this is so sad, Nancy. It's sad that that keeps happening too, don't you think?
Well, you know, I get the feeling of some of the blamers, you know, to Ann Bremner, high-profile lawyer joining us out of Seattle. And I think that for a lot of people, it feels better to have somebody to blame because you're like,
a lot of people.
I think I know what it is actually, and I'm going to ask our shrinks about this. You think, oh,
well, people want an answer.
The family wasn't watching him. That's how he got away. That's why he's missing, because it makes you feel safer. Because in your mind, you're like, well, I would never do that. You know, you can extrapolate this. Yep. Ann Bremner, for instance, whenever, let's just think about Molly Tibbetts or Karina. There's so many. When women are out jogging and they get attacked and or murdered, naysayers say, oh, well, why was she jogging alone? Or why was she jogging at night?
Yeah.
Or why was she jogging in a jogging bra? I mean, you can just fill in the blank because it makes you feel better, makes you feel safe because you can say, well, I would never do that. I wonder if people just need somebody to blame, but that's really not helping the search effort.
No, but you're so right on. And like Schadenfreude.
Update on what, Wolfie? Well, I mean, yeah, people are judgmental. Absolutely, Sherry. Oh, tell me, Wolfie. What's up? And people will say things that is absolutely not true a lot of times. Check my messenger. Okay, let me play this while.
And then, like, looking at something like this, like, why do so many people like to, watch and learn about true crime? It's the same thing. I don't want it to happen to me. There must have been something. It must have been a jogging bra. It must have been where they went at night. It must have been, anything that to look at and to blame. And finally, with social media these days, everybody's commenting on all these cases, and they're like, oh, well, I figure the parents did it. All the kind of things we never really saw before when you see everything on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok and everything else, these conspiracy theorists and those that want to blame families and blame people involved in a tragedy. Let these cases get, investigated in due course. Then we'll know what the real situation is.
Well, there's another issue there, though, Ann Bremner, because Fitzgibbons, joining me, Brian Fitzgibbons from USPA, Nationwide Security. Brian, the statistics are when a child goes missing or is killed, overwhelmingly, it's someone close to the child. The parents, the auntie, the next door neighbor. I'm moving out now, the neighbor, some weird teacher that has a fixation on the child, but typically within the family. So there is that statistic. That doesn't make it true here, but that statistic is looming.
Oh, the numbers don't lie about that, Nancy. That is for sure. And in this case, it's not, I'll disagree, with the previous comment. This is not a conspiracy. It's not out of the ordinary. This group was isolated camping, so no one else effectively was nearby them or knew who this boy was. So for the public to show a tremendous amount of concern that it was had something to do with the parents, it doesn't surprise me. I'm not saying that they did. It just does not surprise me.
Guys, I just want to give you a tip line really quickly. 403-562-2866. Repeat, 403-562-2866. So the search is on.
Initially, you go from a point last seen, and you can expand your radius from there. We rely on our search and rescue experts for that.
There are two small rivers that are also in play. There's a large bog that we continue to search, and some fairly steep, rugged forested terrain.
From our friends at Global News, straight back out to you, Stephen Tipper. What is he describing a large bog?
Right. I mean, that was among the the bodies of water that were searched more than once during the 11 days that they were looking for Darius. It was there were extensive resources obviously pulled in, and that was among them, the areas that were searched.
Dr. Trey Sargent joining us, PhD in psychology, but also previously search, rescue, recovery expert. My understanding of what a bog is like a freshwater marsh. It's spongy, quicksand would be overstating it, but mushy earth. Kind of like mud, I would say, with some growth in it, such as reeds or cattails. That's how I picture bog. Very difficult to search in, but also I'm wondering if a little boy, like this little boy, could get in that and get into the bog and perish in the bog. It's kind of like a soft, spongy accumulation of dirt, clay, and plant, right?
Yeah, so the bog itself is exactly as you described, Nancy. And looking at the clips of the search area, it's really extremely difficult to find this child in those kind of conditions. And then
Shit, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, the bog. Don't cranberries grow in bogs? I know they put them in water and they wash them, but I don't know anything else about that. But there must be like a lot of bogs in Canada because there's a lot there in Nova Scotia as well. We don't have a lot of bogs in the United States at all, do we? We have ocean spray bogs around Wisconsin. Is that the cranberries, the ocean spray? Marshes. There's like the Everglades in Florida and like Louisiana. Same in Washington. I thought it was like a swamp. Sounds drier yet mushy. Cranberries are in bogs. Missing 411, if you know what I'm saying. The child joins the rank of the missing people. That is true, KDS. That is true. I never thought of that. That's a very good point. Of all of these people that go missing in the like the parks area. That is a good point.
you add the bog, the water, and just really extremely extraordinary difficult circumstances. It's really going to take all types of resources to find this child, from dogs to helicopters, searchers, drones, ATVs, even horseback, boaters. Every kind of resource is going to be needed to find this child in this extremely difficult search condition.
I got
400 search and rescue volunteers from 50 teams of the search for Darius. These volunteers contributed to 11,000 hours of search effort on the ground. They were joined by 60 members of the RCMP Specialized Tactical Support Group that were directly involved in searching for Darius. The search extended up to 12 kilometers from where Darius was last seen. The distance traveled by ground search assets inside that 22 square kilometers on field tasks was more than 5,300 kilometers. The search extended up to 12 kilometers from where Darius was last seen. The distance traveled by ground search assets inside that 22 square kilometers on field tasks was more than 5,300 kilometers.
Bridge City News.
Right. I want to show y'all something.
Hi, guys. The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that is great news for all American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many people, the only way to get by is to use credit cards and build up all that debt. If you are a homeowner, consider calling American Financing. Interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low fives. Now, compare that to credit card interest rates, charging rates in the 20s or higher. That's a lot of money. They're salary-based mortgage consultants, and if /Nancy and
little Darius vanished.
Joining me now, Crime Stories investigative reporter on the case, Dave Mack. Dave, let me understand what I'm just hearing. So, the little boy, Darius, is on the other side of a river or a stream, playing on an island? What?
Yeah, it's, Nancy, the camping area actually is right on the water. And you're talking about an area that does have creeks and streams and ponds. In this particular case, you've got a creek, and it's not a big distance. It's right there, maybe 20, 30 yards, Nancy, and they can see the children playing on this little island. Now, as a parent, when your children are with other children, we tend to feel a little bit safer in what's taking place, the whole safety in numbers. And while they're packing up, they're all keeping an eye on the children. It's not just one parent's child. It's multiple parents and family members that are watching after these children that are playing in a confined area. That's the shocking part of all of this, is that they were right there. And the children are the ones that said, we turned our back and he was gone.
Friends and family create a Facebook page, Bring Darius MacDougall Home, where the family posts their first message to the public. In the post, they explain arriving at the campsite on Friday with the extended family members to gather and celebrate what they call a few birthdays. As the adults packed to go home, the kids were playing on the island adjacent to the camp, just across the creek where the adults could see them. Darius, Kaya, and a cousin were walking, playing together with other kids close by. They turned their backs, and Darius was gone.
Okay, granted, it doesn't make sense to me. They turned their back, and now he's gone. Stephen Tipper, I'm not saying that's not correct. I'm just trying to understand so I can piece together some semblance of a timeline, because nobody can just vanish like that when you turn your back and you turn back around. There had to be some intervening time period, something. What are you learning?
I mean, there's been little that it's been given to us by the family, other than the public statement that they made earlier this week. And the RCMP said that they were they received a call at 11:30 on that Sunday morning, of a missing boy. The call came in about an hour after the family had begun their search for Darius.
Ann Bremner, right there, they waited an hour to call 911. I also do not find that disturbing. And I'll tell you why. Unlike a child that goes missing from their own home, when the child is supposed to be asleep and you go in the next morning and they're gone, this is a lot different because they're out camping. They started looking for him first. And then when they couldn't find him, they called 911. I don't find that unusual, Ann Bremner, not at all.
Yeah, I don't either, Nancy. I mean, the fact is that they're thinking, well, he's got to be here somewhere. I mean, he was just here with everybody and everyone just saw him. And so they look, I think an hour is not extreme. I mean, the fact is they might have looked for him for more than an hour, being satisfied they could find him,
But I will tell you a problem I do have, Ann. Control Room, if you could go back to those pictures of the forest where the searchers are gathered. I don't understand, looking at this picture, where he was. He was across from them on an island, but they could see him. And I have also a problem with the time, not the hour that they searched for him. I get that, but I still am not buying into he was there and they turned their back and then he was gone. That's like 3 seconds. So what really happened? Were they playing hide and go seek and he was hiding and then he was gone? The timeline is concerning to me. Let me look at that. How can you say he was there, I turned my back, I turned around, and he was gone? That part's not making sense to me. But let's hear from the mom.
As a mother who is very concerned about her son, I'm pleading with my entire being. If anyone knows or has seen anything, tell the police. Anything from September 21st till now in the Crowsnest Pass area that can help. Please keep sharing Darius's photo on social media, the update, so that his beautiful face is out there.
We've just exhausted all search tactics. There's just nothing else for us to search at this time, but there is nothing to indicate foul play is involved.
Okay, she's saying, that's Corporal Gina Slaney, she's saying there is nothing to indicate foul play is involved. So then, where is he? Guys, that's from our friends at Bridge City News and CBC.
Sorry, I'm trying to find something.
Brian, that seems inconsistent to me.
Yeah, that is inconsistent, right? Because if you could rule out that there was no foul play, we would either have found Darius or we would have found evidence of what may have transpired, right? Yeah. So it's impossible to rule out foul play here, in my opinion.
How can he just right off the bat rule out foul play? How did they get to that, Brian?
Yeah, it seems that's kind of a whitewashing statement. There's no way to say that definitively, right? So I would have to assume, or I'd like to assume, that there is
Well, you can't say that there's foul play if you don't know what happened to him, right? You can't type WTF. I'm having trouble too, so don't feel bad. I'm trying to do something here. But damn, it's just giving me a time today. So just craziness. All right, there we go. Maybe that'll work.
An ongoing investigation here, given that Darius has not been found and no body has been recovered, that the police are still interviewing and speaking with particularly the children that were supposedly on that walk with him.
You know, I'm just trying to figure out again regarding this terrain, Crowsnest Pass. Is it heavily camped? Are there a lot of campers, hikers, travelers there, Stephen?
Yes, for sure. I mean, there are several campgrounds in the area. I mean, it is a popular spot to go camping in the Rockies there. And it's, but yeah, I mean, there are, lots of people enjoy going to that area during the summer and the fall. Yeah, so it's a picturesque spot, to spend a weekend away, kind of. So yeah, it's pretty popular.
Okay, Fitzgibbons, think this through with me for just one moment. We keep referring to this as a remote area, but the town itself has about 5,700 in population. But wait for this. According to the Atlas, around 300,000 people visit or walking through Crowsnest every year.
That's a lot.
Put up Fitzgibbons, please. So it's not like the family is out there all by themselves, right? You ever heard the name Israel Keyes? Is that ringing a bell? He was one of the most prolific serial killers in the U.S. ever. And he went under the radar, but one place he liked to stalk his victims, national parks, RV camps, people that were camping in tents, He loved it. And he spoke of it. And his words were matched up with actual victims that prior to his speaking had been unsolved homicides. So this is like a stalker, a predator's happy hunting ground. What do you think about that? 300,000 strangers a year.
Hey, could be. And, certainly for transients and, serial killers, folks with nefarious intentions, these places that have very limited control, campgrounds and things like that are hunting grounds for them. So, is there a possibility that Darius was separated from his group and was abducted? Certainly. There's enough people there to make that possible, and it's isolated enough to make the search very difficult. So this is really the worst of a lot of potential scenarios here.
All right. Someone sent me this. Thank you to Mrs. Nancy Grace, the queen of crime, true crime. And someone is not happy with the stepmother, Buffy. Buffy, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Does anyone know what Buffy is like in here? What's Buffy like? Okay, here, look at this. Right here, Southwest Alberta. Also 6 weeks, just weeks later, she passed away on October 10th following an unspecified health matter, allegedly anaphylactic shock. Her mother, Buffy Godry, who is in a relationship with Darius's father, was also part of the extended group in the camping trip when Darius went missing. I mean, if she went in anaphylactic shock, it probably wouldn't be safe for her to go out in like the wilderness like this either, would it? Yes, she was, Connie. Cassie, bless you. Hello, Joseph. Good to see you. Fun to ski. Hi, darling. What was she allergic to? I don't know. It does. It depends. It depends, but it's, it seems a little something here. Let me show you this. This is what someone wrote about her. Again, God, it's too long. I don't want to read it. And she called for a unit knowing her from high school. When we started talking, she came to a sob story that JC was abusive. She was living with her mom and she left. Let me see if I can get something. Hold on. 1 second. Let me see if I can get it to read it for us. It's long. It's really long. 1 second. Okay. So someone wrote, this. I copied and pasted the text, so it might not make sense, some of it. But I'll show you where it comes from. She's talking about Buffy. Right here. 1 second. Hey, Joyce, this is Justin. We're live.
Justin, how are you?
Good. Do you know we're live?
Oh, okay. Well,
I just wanted to tell you.
really care.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I'm from Canada.
Yeah. Yep.
You guys keep saying, okay, Daniel, what did you do Thursday night? Well, didn't him and Malaya have a fight in the backyard, and somebody heard them say, "No, I get the kids. No, I'm taking the kids." Do you guys not remember all that?
No, I don't, dear. But I'm on another case right now. I'll be live on Jack and Lily here in a little bit, though. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You take care.
All right, honey. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So this woman right here, she writes in some stuff, and some of it may not make sense because I copied and pasted, but we'll see if it'll. 1 second. Okay, I didn't realize it was that bad. Okay, I'm out. Okay, I'll let y'all watch that if you want. I didn't think it was that bad. Webs, we've patched one, but it's very short. No. Ashton, long-term steroid use is not fun. No, it's not. No, it's not. Didn't prolonged. Oh, prednisone is terrible. It's terrible. Well, I'll give you the link to it if you want to read it. It's someone who wrote about Buffy. If I side eye anyone, it would probably be her. But I just don't have any judgment right now with this. It's full of shit, Marie. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. That's what someone was telling me about earlier. It's his own narrative. His own narrative. All right, guys. I will probably be back here in just a little bit with Jack and Lily. I gotta make a couple calls. and see what's up. There's something going on probably. Yeah. Excuses. Is it Denise? Keep us posted, please. I'll stay on this. He's just not getting enough attention, and he deserves attention too. But I'll be back here with Jack and Lily here shortly. Thank you guys for joining me. Love you guys so much. God bless you. Bye-bye.